We love our first guest. She's from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she's now making her Broadway debut in Chicago. Please welcome back to our show, the fabulous Erika Jayne. Doing well. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Erika,
Yes,
first of all, shoe cam, if you leave your feet down there and look in there and model.
It's Erika Jayne for Shoe Dazzle.
Really?
Yeah, it's my collection.
Which means that they're very affordable.
They're very affordable.
And really see-through.
And very see-through and very sparkly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like this too. It's
Thank
a coat,
you.
it's a dress.
It's sexy, it's easy.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah. You look terrific as usual.
Thank you.
You know, congratulations on your Broadway debut as Roxie Hart.
Thank
which is
you,
not
honey.
just any character. You're the star.
Yeah, it's, well, you know, you were there. I mean, it's a tough job.
It really is.
And when I found out that you were doing this show and Broadway at the same time, my hat's off to you because you don't realize how tough a Broadway show is and this show as well.
Well, because you have to memorize your lines. They insist that you go to vocal lessons.
Yeah, of course.
And they insist that you go to a good doctor who puts that tube down your throat with the camera and like, you have to do a lot. But you don't have to do any of this if you didn't want to. You know.
But I love it.
Well, I didn't realize that.
You know, that's my passion, my love.
Well, a lot of people say that until I ran into a picture of a young Erika Jayne dreaming of being a star.
I know. Yeah, there she is. Yeah.
So you're really living your dream.
Yeah, I encourage myself to do everything I want to every day, and I encourage everyone to live their dreams. I think it's very possible, you know? I think it's very possible.
For me, like I'd get off the set and I'd go right home. I didn't even have time to hang out with everybody, so I made the most of friendships backstage in the theater. But I'd go home to go to sleep to come back to the show, but you're from LA. Well, you live there now.
Yes.
So you're here in New York. Did they put you up? Because like you're Erika Jayne, it's kind of a big deal.
No, I'm living in a really modest 2-bedroom apartment. And I love it. It's like being 18 years old again when I moved here for the first time. So it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah. 20th anniversary with you and Tom.
That's right.
And,
yeah.
And Erika, I would imagine there will always be small-minded people that you come across who insist that you married him for his money because you came from humble beginnings. She came from humble beginnings.
I did.
And now you're married to Tom for 20 years.
Yes.
Tom is wealthy beyond, like Erika does not have to move a fingernail, honey.
Erika, no, it's not, well, thank you, but.
With no prenup?
No prenup, yeah. Another dream that can be realized, I guess.
But I was reading someplace that you said, why bother with a prenup when you guys got married? Because he's one of the best lawyers in LA.
That's right, so no matter what, you gotta know who you are.
He would know how to get around
marrying because,
He'd get around it.
He'd get around it.
Why do you still bother with the Housewives? I mean, it's a fun time to watch on TV. It's very entertaining to us. But Erika Jayne, you don't really need that drama.
Thank you. You're very sweet.
I'm just saying.
Well, you know, I'm sitting on this couch because of Housewives, you know?
Okay.
It's brought, while there's a lot of conflict and a lot of stuff, it's also brought me a lot of things. My book, I get to, you know, come be with you. I get to do things like Chicago. So it has its pros and its cons. It's all in the way you look at it and what you maximize out of it, I think.
Yeah.
You maximize your experience.
Does Tom ever say to you, Erika, leave the show alone? Does he even watch? Does he even, you know? He's 80.
He's 80, he will be 81 June 1st. Yeah, I love that. He does watch. He mostly watches New York instead of Beverly Hills. So he likes the New York girls.
Yeah.
But I know. He's like, could you? And
It's my favorite franchise.
is it really?
Low key.
No, Ike, what are you talking about?
I love you guys. I love
Listen,
OC. I love it.
You love who you love. It is what it is.
There's something about the New York girls.
You know why? Because they're just about it.
Uh-huh.
It's just very quick. I like it too.
Yeah. So he watches New York.
He watches New York. He'll watch our show from time to time. He appears, you know, a couple times a year, and he's very supportive, and that's what you want in a partner.
That's
you know?
nice.
Yeah, he's very supportive.
That's nice. I ran into a picture of you and the Housewives on your opening night. I thought that was real supportive.
They were very sweet. They came on their own, and I did not expect them to come on stage. I knew they were there, but when they came on stage with flowers, I got a little emotional, you know? It was, It was nice of them to do that. They didn't have to. They really didn't have to, so thank you, ladies.
So, all right, Erika, I'm sorry, we have to talk. Well,
Let me get in my usual talking position. Yes, let's do that.
Brandy Glanville
Yes.
and Denise Richards' alleged affair. Denise says it never happened.
Right.
And Brandy says, oh, yes, it did.
Right.
And you liked it.
I liked it.
No, not you.
Oh. I was like, I liked it? I like it? I did that.
Who do you believe?
Okay, so let me say this. There are two sides to every story.
Uh-huh.
The viewer will get to hear both sides and see both sides. I have my opinion based on what I've seen. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'll tell you privately, but I know exactly.
Don't tell me, because I might slip.
You won't.
Okay.
You won't. but I think that it makes for a very interesting season, and I think it makes for a very interesting dynamic within the group. And there's more to just the affair. So it's, you know, it's like, you know, about the way Denise relates to us in the group. It's not just them.
Have you, you grew up, Erika's from humble means. Like, can you give us the synopsis of how you grew up?
Yeah, I'm a middle-class kid from Atlanta, Georgia, you know. And I was fortunate, yes, exactly in the back. I was fortunate enough to, my mother was an artist, and I was fortunate enough to go to a performing arts high school in Atlanta. And
how'd you meet Tom?
I was a waitress in Beverly Hills. I was a cocktail waitress. I was, yeah, and he was, I know. He was my customer for a year before we ever went on a date. So we got out all the small talk. So when we got together, we actually really knew each other. You know, like I knew his law partners, I knew his family. So it was kind of a nice, slow way to get to know someone, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I have to ask the question. So, back in the day, before you met Tom, had you ever been with a girl?
You know the answer to this.
I know, but I know the answer, but...
Well, and I think this is coming up because it's brought up on the show this year. We talk about
exactly
the threesome, you know? And so I wrote about having a threesome in my book 30 years ago. You know, I was looking really good, you know? So, yes, it's the only time I've done it. But, yeah, I have, yes.
Straight talk makes for straight understanding. I like you a whole lot.
Thank you, baby. I like you
too. Lisa Vanderpump, do you miss her?
I don't think so. I personally do not miss her. I don't think that the show, listen, here's the thing. Everybody was, you know, it's not gonna go on. Everyone is replaceable. We all know that. The show always goes on. Doesn't matter. And I mean, I think we have proof that, you know, the world keeps spinning. I mean, the Housewives will forever go on.
Now, how is Garcelle doing? Bouvier, now they're currently taping, so we haven't seen Garcelle on TV.
Yeah, you haven't seen Garcelle, but I like Garcelle. I think she's gonna make a great housewife. I think, you know, your first year is always the introduction, and then the second year is when they really, like, let you have it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, but...
Who's your favorite out of all the girls?
Well, I'm closest to Lisa Rinna.
I was hoping you'd say that. I love Rinna.
I mean, yeah, I'm close. That's my closest cast member because we have a lot in common. We did Dancing with the Stars together. She did Roxie on Chicago. We're friendly. Our birthdays are, you know, a day apart. So we kind of, you know.
Yeah.
And I like her. She's cool.